Don't you hate it in school when someone isn't more talented than you or is smart, but they get the same grades because they cheat? I hate it too. And don't you just want to change things so everyone's grade reflects how hard they work and how smart they are? Well, the same thing happens in lacrosse, except not with grades, with equipment. No, not helmets and chest pads and arm pads, but with stick heads. Stick heads come in many different shapes and sizes, and they've evolved over the years, and they've become much different from the original lacrosse when the Indians used to play. Now, I'm for the change of the stick measurements movement in 2009. This is where they're going to change the standards for the sticks so they're all the same and they're all much less illegal. I will back up my opinion with 3 main points: consumer appeal, manufacturers, economy, and integrity of the game. My first point is, everyone loves to get new things. I love to get new lacrosse heads all the time, but I usually can't get one unless one breaks or I really need a new one, and thus my parents will buy me one. There's no better excuse for getting new equipment unless your old stuff's illegal. Kids are all about getting new things and trying to restring them. I love to undo my head over and over and restring it just to get it right. And this is just a new, higher level. You just gotta restring it and just get it just right. And with these new sticks, people are gonna invent new tricks. They're gonna invent new skills, and all of them are gonna be more impressive because the sticks will be harder to use. All these new things will help the consumers, but mostly they'll help the economy and the manufacturers, which is my next point. Manufacturers will create new heads and put them on the market, and because people will have to buy the new heads because the old ones are illegal, not only will it help the manufacturers like Brine, STX, and Warrior, and not only Adidas and Nike has just gotten on the scene, so now there's all these new heads, there's new competition, and they have to release all these new heads, and when they're in the stores, kids will have to buy them, helping local lacrosse stores, strengthening the sport and helping economy. Since the demand will be so high, because so many people need them, the prices will be lower, supply and demand. This gives the manufacturers a chance to be more creative and create new sticks. They can't just make a pinched head. They have to find a way to make it still better, even though with these new manufacturer defects. The integrity of the game will be stored by playing the field instead of your stick. Skills will have to be higher for you to keep the ball. Right now, heads are much different. This is a more pinched head. See how smaller and tighter it hugs the ball? And it's also what's called offset, where it leans backwards from the stick. This head might stay legal in the future because it's wider all the way up and has straighter sidewalls, and it's completely straight with the stick. People estimate between 60 and 80% of all heads on the market will become illegal with this new change, although some will stay. With the wider stick heads, it'll be harder to hold the ball and it'll be more skill. Right now, a defender has to check someone across the stick much harder to dislodge the ball, making it more injuries and more goals. This game will become much better when the ball needs to be passed around and better changes instead of someone running in and just shooting. You see, these changes will benefit the game in many ways. They'll make the game more like in the past when the Indians used to play. When the Indians used to play, they were made out of wood, and it was all about talent and athleticism. Many think this new change will not be who can just run in and shoot, but who will be able to keep the ball and will put in the effort. Just like in grades, your work will directly reflect your talent. Teams will be different, the game will be different, and I'm looking forward to the rule change in 2009, where sticks have to be wider and the skills will become better.